Let me know when we're live.
Oh, I can't see.
Oh, I believe we're live now then.
Oh, hold on a
Yes,
second. Let's
we
find
are
out.
live. We are live, it looks like. Yes,
We
we are.
sure are, yeah.
All right, comment below. Comment in the comment section there. That way we know we're live. Everything's going good. Um, Andrew, thank you for tuning in. Just comment below and let us know if the audio and stream looks okay. That way, if there's something wrong, we can hurry up and fix it before we start getting into everything. So it looks like we are doing good. I'm monitoring it now. Let me know when we're live. Yep, we're good. We're good to go actually. All right, so welcome to another live broadcast for news in general. As you may know, I am the owner, Jason, and here to my left, I have the co-owner, Cole. Say hi, Cole.
Good evening.
All right, so in this live show, we will be first discussing some news stories, of which are available to read on newsingeneral.com. However, if you go to the site right now, I didn't foresee this, but if you go to the site right now, you'll be redirected over to basically a maintenance mode page, and then you can just click on the link and it'll bring you back here. So once we relaunch the site and the theme, you'll be able to pick out the articles and everything like that. So that's good. However, before we get started, let's get some things out of the way first. Cole?
We have been working on getting the website ready for tonight's relaunch, and everything has gone great. However, we need your help. Once we have gone live with the new site design, we would like you to go over and give it a once-over and let us know if there's anything you'd like to see on the website that we haven't included just yet, or a change that you'd like us to consider.
Okay, so tonight's show will be laid out like this. First, we are going to start on the stories, get your opinions, and provide our own. Then after taking comments, we will launch the new design, and then allow people to join the live hangout for a limited amount of time. Probably, what do you say, Cole, 30 to 40 minutes?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay. Then after that, we will then end the live show and begin our after hours hangout, where all the fun happens. So let's get started. Now be sure to give us your opinions on tonight's stories. All
Now,
right, so go ahead,
I got
Cole.
I got a question for you, Jason. I just realized this.
Yes.
We're starting out with the stories, correct?
Yes.
Now, I was thinking, like, when we do the stories, we probably want our readers to, follow along and whatnot. And
Yep.
so maybe we should work on, either launching the site design or something like that now, and then go
How
over the
about we ask?
stories.
How about we ask the audience? Do you think we should launch the site now so you guys can follow along with us in the articles and the stories, or do you think we should wait until we have someone join in to give their opinions on what the site looks like? But we can do it now if you guys want.
Hmm.
Let us know in the comments below. That way we can move on. But for now, I'm just gonna wait until I get somebody telling me what we should do.
Okay.
What do you guys think? Should we launch it now? All right, so just comment back yes, launch, or yes, no, wait. Comment whatever.
Alrighty.
So Cole, what do you think of the site so far, like the articles and stuff, and the growth of news in general? I mean, what is this, the second year that we've been on? So
We are actually hitting 1 year this month. The news journal's been live.
if you count future tech ideas,
Yeah,
when
about 2 years.
tech
Yeah,
ideas
with
would be
future
two
tech
years.
ideas. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so no comments yet.
It's
Let us
definitely
know.
been a lot of changes over the past however long.
Oh yeah, a lot of we've gone back and forth. Tech news in general, police brutality news. I mean, we just pumped out a lot of brutality articles there.
Hmm.
So quick mention here. Don't forget to use the hashtag news in general. That way you can get our attention on the Twitter there, because I am monitoring the hashtag news in general. So let's go to hashtag news in general, all one word, and tweet to us, and we will respond hopefully. But
Yeah.
let's go ahead and see. Okay, I'm tad busy right now. Um, okay, that's Andrew. He says he's busy at the moment. If you're watching right now, could you comment below and let us know? Do you think we should relaunch the theme now, the new design to the website, or wait? What do you think, Cole? Personally?
I think we could wait a few minutes, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Andrew says stand by for a bit on my commenting. Okay.
Right, so
Yeah.
maybe we can just jump into the stories now and discuss them.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
We both have access to them. There's not anyone else right now.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so the first story for tonight is actually we're bringing back a new category for News in General. One of the categories that I love, App of the Week. So the App of the Week for this week is Evernote. So here I'm going to read the article, and also once the site has been launched, you can go to the article and the links in the description and check out the video that I provided for you guys too. So you're on the path for something big. Evernote is where you do the work to achieve it. Write notes of all types, from short lists to lengthy research, and access them all on any device. Collect web articles, handwritten notes, and photos to keep all the details in one place. Find your work quickly with the Evernote's powerful search. Move projects forward with Evernote. And I list a bunch of features. I list all the download links for desktop, Android, and iOS. And I got a little video there for you guys too that you can check out once we launch the design. Okay, so Andrew says that he keeps getting bumped off, so I believe it might be his internet. So Cole, have you used Evernote?
Yeah, I used to use it quite a bit.
Yeah. What do you think of it? Do you like it, or?
It's been a while, but I do. I love it. Wonderful.
It's decent, yeah. I like how fast it syncs because I basically have my my Note 3 here, and I could be like somewhere else and write a note and say my dad or somebody's at the computer at home, and they have the Evernote open. They can automatically see that right there and maybe edit it or add something to it. Like for instance, say I'm at the grocery store trying to pick up some groceries or something, and I forget a grocery list or whatever. I forget the grocery list, and I need my dad to add it to the Evernote, so that way I can get it on my phone. So he just gets on the computer or whatever and types in the note and sends it, and it syncs up to my my Evernote app on my my Android device, and there you go. You get your grocery list just like that. It's pretty fast sync too. I was surprised how fast it syncs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it looks like Andrew Mallory is having some problems with his internet. Hopefully it's not our internet and we're not lagging. Yeah, if you jump in at this point, just let us know. What do you think? Should we add the theme now and make it available to the public, or do you think we should wait? Okay, Cole. So the next article will be introduced by the one and only Cole Kruper.
It will be.
Yeah, it will be. It's your article, bud.
All right.
You need me to do it?
Which one are we doing?
The opinion. Put that phone down and pay attention to the road.
All right. How should I go about this? A bit to read.
Just read off a little bit of it. Don't read the whole thing because that's a very extensive article. Really well,
Yeah, exactly.
well written. Just read off a little bit of it.
Views too. Oh, cool. Anyways.
What'd you say?
The new theme counts the page views as well, apparently.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, so Jason, I'll do it like this,
Whoa, Cole, this is interesting. I'm on the old theme still. Oh, probably because I haven't refreshed.
Yeah, that might be the problem. Yeah.
I'll just keep it on the old theme then. That way we don't mess up anything. All right, so go ahead, Cole, for the opinion article here.
So the article kind of dealt with texting and driving and whatnot, and
Yep.
I even mentioned a bit of texting and walking. You shouldn't believe this. Someone's trying to take a selfie and walking down some stairs
Oh,
today.
God.
Holy Christ! But anyways,
I don't want to picture that.
yeah. But in the article, I took a look at texting and driving, and how you're putting yourself in harm's way, and everyone else on the road, and anyone else around you when you're texting and driving. Because the key thing is you're no longer paying attention to the road, right? You got
Yep.
the phone out in front of you, and whether you got it down in your lap or in the steering wheel, so you're not paying attention to the road. When you're talking on the phone, you can at least see what's going on in front of you. While when you're texting on the phone, and I seen a commercial just a few days ago that said on average it's about 4 seconds or something that your eyes are off the road. And a lot can happen in 4 seconds.
Oh, 2 seconds. Even 2 seconds a lot can happen. I mean, come on.
And I mentioned, like, let's say some pedestrian darts out in front of you. Let's say like some kid, and this does happen. Some kid runs across the road to go get a ball.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
gonna see him?
I've done that a couple times when I was younger.
Or when you do see him, is it going to be too late? And chances are it will be.
Oh yeah.
And it seems the message isn't getting across. Most jurisdictions now, have laws dealing with it, fines, whatnot.
Yep.
And it's not getting the point. Oh, I have to pay a ticket. Oh well, whatever. I'll pay the ticket, and they'll continue texting. It doesn't seem to faze them that one, they could very well kill themselves if they get into an accident, and it'd be their own fault.
Yep.
You could very well kill somebody else on the road, whether that be a pedestrian or another person driving. And you don't even have to be driving. You could hit a vehicle full of, you could hit a van full of a family,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. The passengers in the vehicle as
Yeah.
well.
And and of course, it seems the way this shit always works out is, the victim's always dead, but the idiot that was texting and driving, oh no, he survives.
That's weird, isn't it? It's kind of,
Hmm.
I don't know. It's strange. Maybe it's because he was under the influence or something. Because
Mm,
I know there's a lot of under the influence drivers that don't get hurt. That's because their body's so relaxed
yeah, and
when they
like
slam
everyone knows that drinking and driving, that's dangerous. Everybody
into
knows that, right?
yeah.
But no one seems to get the message that texting and driving may potentially be somewhat dangerous, actually just as dangerous.
Oh man, imagine going down the road and seeing someone driving and watching a video on their smartphone or tablet while driving.
Actually, funny enough, in Alberta too, southern Alberta, the police pulled someone over
Yeah.
who had a laptop in front of him and was watching a fucking movie while he was driving.
Holy hell! What are they? What are these people thinking?
So,
For me,
and apparently,
what I do is if the phone rings, I'll probably let it ring and ring and ring, and then if it rings a second time, maybe it's something important, so I will answer it, but I won't text. I won't text at all. I won't
no,
look
it's
at
damn dangerous. And and the common excuse is, well, it was only for a few seconds. But if I gave you a blindfold and told you to go for a drive, would you? Sound pretty stupid, doesn't it?
Oh no, I'll go for it. I'd do it.
Yeah, oh yeah, of course, yeah. But it's basically you're driving blind because you put something in front of you, like your phone, stare at the screen of the phone. You can't see anything in the background. It's all blurry. You can't see a thing.
Especially if it's one of those cheerleaders in high school. They're all
Hmm.
who's wearing what dress? Who's wearing what dress? I gotta who's doing this? Oh, let's take a look at this
And
picture. Oh,
you'd
selfie.
think you'd think the fact that you could die would be incentive enough to put it down, right?
Over a text message or a selfie or a video.
Well, yeah, but it seems dying isn't good enough, and it seems potentially killing other people isn't also a good enough reason.
No, you know what? You know what's good enough for them. You know what would make them think and stop if they lived forever in complete torture. Every day of their lives, they were in complete agony and torture. Then they were probably like, okay, I'm done, I give up. But dying, what the heck? You don't feel anything after death. But if you was to stay alive and be tortured throughout your whole life, that would suck.
Yeah, I think here's what this is directly from the article too. But human lives of everyone on the road, including yourself, should be far more important than responding to messages on a phone. I mentioned making a phone call here too, but but at least phone calls keep your eyes on the road, right? You're still looking at the road, but it's still an activity that takes some of your attention away from the road. Ask yourself this question the next time you reach for your phone while driving. Could this be your last text message, your last phone call? Could this be the text message that kills someone else on the road at the hands of your stupidity and negligence?
Absolutely. I'm not sure if you got these commercials up there, but usually sometimes we'll get commercials on TV. I haven't watched cable TV in a while, but every now and then I'll get on Netflix, and sometimes some of the channels on there, the apps have commercials on there. But they have these commercials where they're getting in an accident and crap, and they pause time or whatever, like time stops. And they both get out of the car, and she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't respond in time. I'm sorry, and I got my kids in the car. Blah 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 blah." And it's like, you were texting, and you had your kids in the car. How is that being a responsible parent?
Not at all. It's it'd be like driving your kids around while you're drunk.
Okay, so we got another person that just commented, Ayani. He says, "Hi, Ayani." He says, "Anyone listens to Tom Lake's show? No, I've never heard of it. Tom Lake's show. Interesting.
Never.
I'll have to look it up on YouTube one day. But yeah, I definitely totally agree that people are totally negligent. They're irresponsible when they bring their phones in the car with them, and they just think that I gotta answer that text message. I gotta text them really quick. Oh my God. When it's something about something stupid, it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
And sadly, that could be your very, very last message.
Heck.
It has happened. And I mentioned texting and walking in there too. And that can have its consequences too. You put in your earphones or whatnot and you go for a walk. You can't hear what's going on around you, right? So you're no longer paying attention. One person is in BC or something, had the headphones in and got run over by a train. Didn't hear the train coming.
how the hell he must have been blaring that music then.
And the train horns are pretty
Wow.
damn loud.
Oh, absolutely. I've heard them. I mean, used to live right down the road from a railroad track.
Hey,
So,
I'm quite a ways away from one here, but you can still hear them,
oh
and
yeah.
that's across the damn city.
Oh, when this sucker came rumbling through the city, back when I lived in Livermore Falls, it would shake everybody's house. Like you could feel the vibration in everybody's house. It was just moving along, and once those things get going, they're nearly impossible to
Oh,
stop.
the amount of weight that's on the damn things, it's not stopping for you.
I actually have a video on one of my YouTube channels of a tractor trailer filled with
I watched that.
filled with logs. He tried to make it, but he didn't. Wasn't in time. Clipped the ass end of the trailer, and the whole cab and everything just flipped right over. And
Yeah, I've
trains
seen that video you posted, and and it is sad. But even walking around listening to music, it's like I'm on a bike or walking. I don't do that because
Yep.
I at least want to be able to hear what's going on around me, right?
Exactly. And not only that, but it's beautiful outside. You got animals, you got trees, you got the
Yeah, I
wilderness.
see these people all the time. They're staring at their phone, right? And there's these beautiful birds flying above them, and
Cole's getting out his camera.
yeah, and I'm staring up in the sky, and it's like, well, what the hell's wrong with you?
It's ridiculous. People are so irresponsible and unappreciative of what's around them.
Yeah, and computers and whatnot, they're wonderful, wonderful advances in technology, but no one gets
Great
on
tool.
the
A
house
great
anymore.
tool. A great tool.
And no one wants to do anything. Nature, what's that? Getting
Well,
out of the house, what's that?
exactly. You could get computers and cell phones anywhere, everywhere, and probably long into the future. But when are you going to see a great picture or a great photograph or a great scenery? That's not going to happen all the time.
Even like I said in my article, I could take an award-winning photograph of an animal. Doesn't mean it beats seeing the real thing.
Exactly.
And that's
Especially here in Maine, in the northern states. Once it turns fall, you get all the trees changing color, and it just looks amazing. For example, this yesterday morning, I went out around 5 a.m. I went out to get some coffee because I was still up.
yeah.
I looked out the window of the front yard, and it looked like a movie scene out of what is that? Catching Fire or whatever, that one of those Harry Potter movies, and it looked like that. It looked like a scene from that because it was all foggy, and it just the fall air it made it look so beautiful. It was awesome. I'm like, man, I wish Cole was here to take an awesome picture because yeah, this would be a great picture. And I didn't have my camera with me, so
Be out there with a tripod and
setting up everything. Get the hell out of my yard, Cole!
and I don't know. It's like the idea that it could be your very last text message doesn't feel. And there's so many advertisements on there, just like there is with drinking and driving.
Yep.
There's so many advertisements, whether it be in a newspaper, on the internet, on TV. They're hitting just about every single medium of advertising they can. It still doesn't work.
Hey Cole, is your webcam like facing up? Because it looks like your face is cut off a little bit.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh.
In the stream, I'm looking at it. And
Yeah, I see it there. That look better?
Yeah, it looks perfect actually. All right, so Cole, we ready for the next article? You guys ready? Any opinions? Any opinions on texting and driving and texting and walking even?
Oh yeah, here. I got one more thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you're texting and driving and you think that's a wonderful thing to do because it's just so bloody important to respond to your friends, you're a fucking idiot that doesn't deserve to have a driver's license.
You heard it from Cole Cooper. You're a fucking idiot.
Really, you are. If you're not at all concerned about the fact that you could die, you don't deserve to have your driver's license.
You could die
just
like that, snap of a finger, a few seconds, boom, you're done.
It's not a right to have one of
those. It doesn't take that much to break a human's neck.
No, and like I said, there could be some kid that darts out in front of you, or let's say you're on a freeway or something, you could cause a major accident. So
it's just ridiculous. Let me ask a question to the audience here, if anybody's watching. Have you texted and drove? Have you ever did that? Have you texted or answered a phone while you're driving? Have you walked and texted and done something stupid, walk into a pole or almost get hit by a car or whatever? Let us know in the comments so we can make fun of you.
You just remind me. So it's like you just remind me of something like people crossing streets and stuff, pedestrians.
Yep.
Like they have tunnel vision. They look straight ahead, walk right out in the traffic.
Especially in New York City. When I went to New York City, holy cow, dude! It was ridiculous. They were only focused on what's ahead. Like they were focused on just narrow tunnel. They weren't caring that I'm walking next to them, about to bump into them, or
It's like the mentality is they're supposed to stop, so they better damn well do it.
They're supposed to have manners too. I mean, come on.
Even if there's the chance that, hey, you know what, they might not stop.
Yeah.
But it's sad out there. And, people across the street staring down at their phone.
And look
You
at
know,
the beauty outside. Look at the beauty outside.
like while you're staring down at your phone crossing the street, there's the odd chance that there could be this, big metal object speeding towards you that is not slowing down. No one or better yet, the
A
person in
train.
the car could be doing the same damn thing.
Even the trains. Look at the trains. I mean, come on. How
Hmm.
can you not hear a train when you have your earbuds in? You got to have that music very loud.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
And think about this too. Even worse combination. Someone's texting, crossing the street. Guy driving, also on the phone. I bet you that happens.
Oh, all the time. All the
Yeah.
time. All the time, Cole. All right, so now that we got that awesome article out of the way, new little piece of news story there. Don't drive in text or don't walk in text. If
Mhm.
you're uncoordinated or just
Even the most coordinated person in the world. There's
look.
no.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
Yeah.
look at the beauty around you. Care about that,
Yeah,
not
I mean, it
the.
would be like taking a hike through the mountains and staring down at your
Oh
phone.
God. Here in Maine, man, I keep all my. Oh, the only thing I bring with me is my camera. If I go out hiking and stuff, I'll bring
Mhm.
my camera with me. That's it.
And that's a good thing to bring. Instead of bringing I'll bring my laptop along too. Maybe I can catch up on some episodes of whatever show.
Oh yeah, yeah. Let's watch the 100. On Netflix. Let's watch
Or
that.
better yet, we'll watch some one of those survival shows about being outside in the wilderness.
Oh yeah, that's even better.
Yeah. No need to go out in in the wilderness myself though. Anyways.
Okay, so the next article is a little bit of tech related here. So all you tech guys out there, you're gonna like this. Who gets the first lick of the lollipop? They're probably wondering what the hell is this article about. This sounds kind of inappropriate. Massive Android update is coming soon, but how soon do you wonder? Well, I'm an Android fan and currently use a Samsung Galaxy Note 3 right here. This is my main phone, by the way. And even since seeing the new features and theme for Android's latest update, codenamed Lollipop, I have begun counting each lick it takes until I receive the update for my Note 3. But I fear it may be longer than I want. Wow, wow, wow. So most of us have become accustomed to Android's candy-flavored OS, but for its latest version, 5.0, codenamed Lollipop, it seems certain customers will be having to wait a bit longer to see what Lollipop has to offer. So Cole, have you checked out the Lollipop theme and what it's going to be all about?
No, not really. I don't have an Android anything anymore, so I never really
Well,
paid much attention to it.
this latest update for the new OS, it's going to be shipped with their new flagship phones, the Nexus 7 tablet, the Nexus one of the Nexus tablets, Nexus 4, 5, 7, and 10, I believe, will be getting the first update. They'll be like the first phones to get this Android update, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Moto G, the Moto E, and the Moto X, and Verizon's Droid Mini, they're kind of iffy. They're not sure when they're gonna allow their customers to have this update. However, Samsung and LG won't be. They're not even talking. They don't even care about this new update for Android. It's like they're anti-Lollipop for some reason. Like I don't know. I hope they get their crap together and get this update rolled out because I want this Lollipop update. I want this new Android update. Because honestly, it looks awesome. It looks a lot better than KitKat. I really didn't like KitKat personally. It's okay, but I'll say this: I like Jelly Bean more than KitKat,
Yeah.
and that's a big statement. Because everyone was, oh, KitKat's gonna be awesome. Well, for some people it'll be awesome, but not for me. So yeah, I can't wait for the new Lollipop update for Android. It'll be shipping, I believe, in November, the beginning of November. Let's see if I can get a date for you guys. It'll be released sometime in November here. Let's see. Yeah, probably the beginning of November. You'll be seeing it being released. But yeah, go to the article on the website. The links will be in the description, and you can check out more information on Lollipop and which devices will be getting it and which devices won't. So yeah, the next article will be introduced by Cole Kruper, and it is the Ebola after returning from West Africa. So we're talking a little bit about Ebola. It's been in the news recently, and I'm not sure. Is it dwindling out right now, Cole?
I'm not sure. I know that Ebola's been in the news today because that nurse isn't so interested in her quarantine in Maine, actually. Have you heard
In
about
Maine?
any of that?
Wait. You said in Maine?
Yeah, she's been cleared of, she went through the 21 days of the quarantine in New York or something like that,
Oh yeah, I did hear
and then
about that. I did
she
hear about this.
been sent back home to Maine, and she's not going to con be confined to a quarantine any longer.
Wait,
So
but she passed the 21-day mark?
yeah, yeah, but they still want to monitor her health and whatnot, but she's not so interested in that. Sounds like.
Well, I wouldn't either. I mean, if I passed it, I mean, hey, I'm done.
Hmm.
You know, if I have Ebola, it's gonna show up and you're gonna know it.
Hmm.
You know,
But anyways,
it's not gonna take 10 months for it to show up or whatever.
yeah, I hope not.
Yeah. So
That's nice.
Cole, which article do you want to introduce? Do you want to introduce the New York doctor diagnosed with Ebola after returning from West Africa, or do you want to introduce the Ebola fears are growing article?
Well, I'll do the New York doctor since I wrote it.
Okay. Well then we'll skip the Ebola fears are growing article, and I'll
I can
go.
do it too, and because we can talk about it.
Oh, okay. Because it's basically the same kind of same area, you know.
I'll just focus on one thing though. Anyways,
Yeah.
New York doctor diagnosed with Ebola after returning from West Africa. Some of the facts may have changed. I know this was published October 24th. Anyways, as a nurse in Texas that contracted Ebola was cleared of it today, or October 24th, another person has contracted the illness in the United States. Greg Spencer, 33, a New York doctor who recently returned from Ebola-stricken West Africa, has contracted Ebola. Before his symptoms became apparent, Spencer made several trips on the subway as well as visiting a bowling alley and taking a taxi, which I guess was an Uber
Uber
taxi. Like
taxi.
that. Yeah.
Surprised it wasn't
Uh,
Lyft.
yeah. The doctor lives in Harlem. When the doctor noticed his symptoms, he contacted Doctors Without Borders, who then contacted the New York Health Department, who arranged to have Spencer safely transported to Bellevue Hospital, which is a designated hospital for Ebola patients. Spencer had a fever of 100.3 Fahrenheit or 38 degrees Celsius.
Oh wow.
Preliminary test indicated that Spencer did have Ebola, and the CDC has sent a team to New York to carry out further tests to confirm the preliminary findings. A press conference at the Bellevue Hospital confirmed they were monitoring his fiancee, two friends, and a taxi driver who they now believe is at low risk of contracting Ebola. Although the illness has proven itself to be deadly in many cases, it isn't an airborne illness, so even though Spencer may have had contact with a considerable number of people in the subway and in the bowling alley,
Oh
the
jeez.
chances of any of those people contracting the illness are low, since the only way to contract it is by coming into contact with bodily fluids of an infected individual. The New York State governor attempted to quell fears of the virus spreading by saying Ebola is not an airborne virus. It is contracted when a person is extremely ill and symptomatic. Another thing to keep in mind, in West Africa, where the virus has taken hold, they don't have well-equipped facilities to deal with such an illness. A nation as the United States is very well equipped to handle such an illness, as a nurse in Texas who has now been cleared of the virus proves. The chances of surviving the illness in a developed nation are much higher. It is also easier to contain the illness in a developed nation. Today's modern air travel has connected the world. Nothing seems all that far away anymore, but modern air travel also makes it easier for illnesses such as Ebola to spread throughout the world. Although doctors returning from West Africa may potentially bring the illness with them, they do know what to watch for and what to do in the event they notice those symptoms. What's going to pose more of a potential risk are the travelers from nations stricken with Ebola who may not know what to look for or what to do in the event they realize they may have Ebola. Because keep in mind, this doctor didn't just waltz into an emergency room, say, hey, you know what, I got Ebola.
Hey, look at me! Come get me! I'm over here.
So those flying into the U.S. from I'm sure from the three Ebola-stricken countries will be monitored for 21 days after arriving in the United States beginning Monday, which would have been Monday this week, which should be an effective way to deal with the issue.
So bringing the infected Ebola patients to the United States is the best way of dealing with this?
No, they're gonna monitor them now. Obviously, saying no more would be a more effective way to do it, but I don't think they're ever
Exactly.
gonna do that. Yeah,
Exactly.
but
And not just Americans, but wasn't there a non-American that came to the United States that had Ebola?
I'm not sure because I know the first case in Texas. I can't remember what country he was coming from, but yeah, he lied about having any contact with someone with Ebola and brought it
Well,
with
you're
him.
basically signing your death certificate right there once you say, "Oh yeah, I got Ebola," unless if you're able to overcome it, because some people are.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to overcome it in a developed nation.
Oh,
We have a lot
absolutely.
more ways to deal with it. When you're when you're dealing with little tents in a dirty with a filthy country,
country.
because it's an undeveloped country, it's not exactly the cleanest
Listen,
conditions.
listen. All you Africans and all you people out there in the Middle East, do not eat bush meat. Do not eat meat that is like rats and crap like that, because that's one of the biggest ways that it gets spread. One of the most prevalent ways that it gets spread, along with bats.
And you gotta keep in mind
That,
too.
that's the only thing they got.
Yeah, you gotta keep in mind too that they kind of come in contact with a lot of things that normally we wouldn't in a country like this, because it's an undeveloped nation. They don't have all the things and wonderful things
Exactly.
that we've come to,
Yep.
take for granted in a developed nation. They're not there yet, and because of that, it
We
puts them at a
we
great
risk
disadvantage when it comes to this.
we risk our country and our lives to help out the undeveloped countries that are suffering from this.
What really needs to happen is, maybe work needs to be done in these countries to
Yeah, we
get
need to
them there.
improve them. And not some of these countries are being run by warlords and drug lords,
Hmm.
and even the government. The government is so ass backwards, basically. Excuse my French, but they're so they do these shady back alley deals, and don't care about the civilians, don't care about the citizens, as long as they have a big white palace they're living in and got all
Yeah,
the money,
in
and don't
all
have
these
to eat
countries.
bushmeat. They don't have to eat bushmeat.
In these countries too, also, some of them don't necessarily have the funds to do this.
Yeah, some of them. Yeah.
Because these really are, poor countries. They aren't dealing with palaces and whatnot because
Well, no,
the
no,
funds
not
aren't
the
there for
citizens,
anyone.
not the citizens, but I know some of the ruling governments and
Hmm.
politicians there do have big palaces and stuff.
Not everywhere, but the countries, there's a lot of work that needs to be done, and they're far from being a developed nation. And that's what puts them at a great disadvantage because they come into contact with so many things that can, spread the illness.
Yeah, yeah. And not only that, but their methods of burial and mourning
And
the
like
dead.
that too is another, way to spread the virus.
Yeah, yeah. I'm kind of leading into my article because I had all that information on that article. But yeah, freaking, I don't know, just it's kind of crude. It's kind of like a harsh way. The way I deal with it, way I say to deal with it is let them deal with what they're dealing with. Let them figure it out themselves.
They
You
can't
know,
though.
I know.
And
They
it's
can't.
not that they can. It's not necessarily that they can't figure it out. They don't have the tools to do it. They
Well,
don't have.
what's scary too, Cole? What's scary is their way of dealing with it is just shoot them, before they die, just kill them
But
and burn their bodies.
is they don't have hospitals. Like let's say here in North America, U.S., Canada, you get sick, you go to the hospital.
Yep.
And obviously here it doesn't cost us anything, but down there it's a little different. But um, so we have all these wonderful hospitals, professionals, state of the art equipment, and these wonderful buildings. They get tents and whatnot that they're supposed to deal with these people in those
Oh
countries.
God.
And
Yeah,
the
that's
only reason they have the damn tents is because doctors from other countries have been helping them. Of course, you get doctors without borders, and of course they're probably doing a lot of work out there too.
yeah.
These countries don't have the facilities, the professionals to really pull off figuring it out on their own. They can't figure it out on their own.
So Cole, what should we do about it? Do you think we should just go over there and help them out, or do you think we should um, um, allow the United States citizens that are over in those countries right now that have been over there all this time just stay over there and they deal with it? Or do you think we should just send more people over there from our country to there?
I think we need to help them, because it's not going to go away otherwise.
No, you're right. Are you volunteering?
Am I going to volunteer? I'm not a doctor.
Well, would you? Would you? I mean,
If I was a doctor,
yeah.
it's a good question. I don't know. I'm not so sure I
You
would
had a
personally
wife
do
and
that.
kids, and you had a wife and kids, and
But
you're,
the thing is, though, if you let it, if you don't control it there,
it's
eventually it's
gonna
going
it's
to
gonna be
spread.
all over. Yeah, it's gonna be yeah, exactly. I agree. I agree.
Yeah, eventually it's going to.
One of the biggest ways for it to spread is travel. And once they go back and forth between countries, it's just going to spread even more and more. So are we
You
giving
sure
it?
keep in mind, it's only body fluids, but there's still a lot of ways to come into contact with
Sneezing,
body fluids. Yeah.
coughing, sweating, perspiration, that's all body fluid. You can get it from
Mhm.
that.
So eventually it could spread if you just say, yeah, screw it, let's let them figure it out. Because of course they're not, because they can't. They don't have the facilities or anything to do it. So eventually it's just going to get worse, worse. More people are going to die. It's not going to go away anytime soon. There, eventually it's going to spread. You're going to have refugees trying to flee the country because
Absolutely.
everyone's
Yep.
dying, and they're going to, eventually find their way to the U.S., UK, Australia, these developed nations, and of course. a lot of these countries will probably work on accepting them, and then
Yeah.
what risk do they pose that way too if you start getting refugees from these countries?
I mean, I totally agree with going over there and helping them. But I would rather keep the citizens, the United States citizens, and other countries, developed countries, over there that are over there now, and keep them there for a certain amount of time.
If you can keep them away from the virus, but otherwise it's like saying, signing off their, death sentence,
Well,
sign up
exactly. I
for
mean,
death
look at
sentence.
that one that got the virus, that was already all dressed up in all the protection suit and everything, but he still got it.
Well, if you look at the thing is though, they think the way they might be getting infected is taking off everything, coming into contact with it afterwards, uh,
Ah.
right? So that could be part of the problem too,
I
how
wonder.
they
I
take
wonder their
off all this stuff.
I wonder their methods of taking off the suits and stuff. Like, what, does someone come in and like take it off for them, or
I
do they
think they
take it
do
off?
now. I don't think it started out that way. Of course, if you look at some earlier, instructions on what to wear and how to put it on from
Yeah.
the CDC, you see there's still exposed skin in certain places.
So I'm going to ask the viewers real quick, Cole, if you don't mind.
Mm.
What do you guys think on this Ebola? If you were a doctor, would you volunteer to go over there and help out? Do you agree with sending over your citizens of your country over there to help them out and allowing them to come back, possibly carrying this deadly virus? But honestly, personally, I agree that we should go over there and help, just at a diminished or a small amount. Not go over there and send hundreds and thousands of all of our doctors over there. All
No,
of our
of course not. Of course, you don't want to send your entire country, every doctor in the country there, obviously. But I
well,
think
over exaggerating that one.
yeah, but sending a considerable amount there, I don't think would be a
Yeah.
horrible thing if you could control and ensure that they didn't bring it with them, right?
Well, see, that's the thing. We can't do that yet. We can't.
Quarantine them before they get back into the population in their home nation, right?
But we can't do that yet. We can't for sure say that they're going to come back a-okay with no virus
Of course
on
we
them.
can't, but we can quarantine them before they get back into the general population.
Then who's going to catch the virus while we come in contact with them through the transfer?
Hopefully they'll be suited up enough that they won't catch it. Remember, body flu, it's not like it's in the air.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, sneezing and coughing, that comes out.
So yeah, that's why, of course, we got these suits, and they got to be careful that way.
Yeah.
But quarantining them before, but you can't just let all these people die because, like I said,
No.
the problem is
Never.
going to spread eventually. And it's going to be a problem here too.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a problem everywhere if we don't get this under control soon. Like you said, Cole. If we just sit there and let it go and go and go, it's going to be out of control, and we won't be able to control it. But now, it's kind of at a small state right now, so we can go over there and send some of our top physicians over there, doctors and stuff, and take care of it and help out.
Yeah. Now, obviously, you're more likely to catch other illnesses other than Ebola because it's not airborne. You're more likely to get the flu and whatnot than this.
Malaria,
But
even malaria.
yeah. Oh yeah, from mosquitoes. Yeah.
Andrew Mallory says that is too many questions to comment on at once. Okay, Andrew, so we're gonna go slow here. If you were a doctor, would you go over to one of these infected countries and help out? That's the first question.
Hold on. Are we doing this in the YouTube comments?
Yeah, in the YouTube comments.
Yeah, hold on a sec. I got an idea.
He says that's too many questions.
Oh, here.
I could just type it in, but
That's
then,
what I'm gonna do for you.
well, because I don't want to sit here and say for 5 minutes not talking and typing it in.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay,
so
go
while
ahead.
Cole does that, I'm going to move on to the next topic.
What's your question again? Siri question.
Well, he says that's too many questions to come in at once. My first question was, if you were a doctor, would you go over and help one of these infected countries? Wow, listen to that typing, guys. Not sure if you guys can hear, but he's mashing at them keyboards.
Anything else?
Also, if you were a well, actually no. Do you agree on sending over doctors over to the country and helping them out? Yeah, it appears that he's having some problems.
Hey, there. 2 questions.
Okay, so Andrew says, I'm taking it you guys do not look at the InfoWars website. I do.
Yeah, InfoWars is starting to piss me off.
I do every now and then. Me too. I do every now and then, but they're not like the one all and be all of news and media. I mean,
everything's a fucking false flag. The sun
Yeah,
rising in the morning didn't happen.
Exactly. every article that I read from them is always saying either false flag or discounting the agenda or discounting the statements or whatever. They're always wrong no matter what it is or what they say. The politicians I'm speaking of.
And sure, questioning things is just fine. It's what you're supposed to do.
Exactly.
But, coming to the conclusion that the government did this to push their own agenda. Well, you know what? No, I don't believe that. You go tell the families of these people that that's what happened.
All right, so Andrew Mallory responded. He said, "Only a real idiot would go there."
But it's kind of the human thing to help out, because
exactly. You said it, Cole.
It's just like the people that soldiers that go to war. There's a very good chance they may never come home.
Yeah.
They're doing it for their country, for everybody else, right? Or there's a very good chance they could come back a very changed person. And sure, you could say, well, only an idiot would go sign up and go get killed.
Yep.
But it's paving the way for, let's say, freedom.
For the future, exactly.
That's right. Like look at what the soldiers did in World War I, World War II. Where would we be
without
today?
The soldiers, without the volunteers and stuff?
Yeah, if in World War II everyone just said, you know what, no, let the Nazis take over.
Yeah, we would be freaking worse off. We'd be 10 times worse off right now.
And there was a lot of deaths in that war.
Yep.
And it paved a better future for today. And with these doctors, it's just a human thing to help out in that case, and it makes a lot of sense too for the rest of the world when you think about it.
Actually, real quick, my grandfather and my great uncle served in the World War II. One of my great uncle actually was the first German ship. They're German, so this is on the German side.
Okay.
Was one of the first German ships to cross the equator, over into American waters, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty cool, I think.
Yeah, and or like what happened in Hiroshima there. Where would we be had we not bombed them?
Oh geez, well, I don't want to think about where we would be, because if you look at some of the encampments they had over there, in prisons and stuff, holy cow.
Of course, you can always question. Now, well, was it right? Well, you know what? You have to think about the pros and cons of it, and some people question the motives of it now. But you know what? It might have been for the better.
But I really want to say quickly that I do enjoy reading some of InfoWars' content. We did kind of bash it there for a little while. I just want to get it clear that some of their articles and some of the stuff that they produce is always. It just seems like they're doing it for attention or for hits on their website. I mean,
yeah, it's like those clickbait articles that BuzzFeed does.
Can't we be positive for one chance, guys?
You don't have to necessarily be positive, and there's certain things you can't be positive about. But
No, but the website. No. News in general, or not news. InfoWars. Whenever I go there, the articles and the topics always seem like negative. Topics always seem negative. Nothing good about the United States or the way it's run. It's always something negative most of the time.
Why don't you tell us something good Obama did for once?
Yeah.
It's like the one thing I think Obama, like when Obama met with that nurse who was cleared of Ebola. I thought that was pretty damn cool.
Absolutely. I didn't even expect that to happen. I didn't think you would do that. That's pretty great.
I didn't think of that too. And all of a sudden you see them they're hugging like, oh wow.
Wow. Exactly. But then again, you don't know what she had to go through to be able to do that,
Oh yeah, for sure. But and absolutely everything's going to kill you. And the thing that really gets you about InfoWars is they do these wonderful stories, these wonderful reports, and then right at the end, this is why you should buy such and such product. And you get that a lot on InfoWars with some of their videos.
Well, I don't know, Andrew. I don't like that comment you just commented there. I'm 25 years old, okay? I'm a grown man. You don't need to tell me I'm too young or inexperienced, okay? I had 3.5 years of almost dying, dealing with health problems, and being able to awaken. This is kind of personal what he said here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that, everybody. So you need to. I know you said you think we mean well. But if you think that, then you want to post it.
Well,
Post
I
it
kind of
that.
see what he's saying too. Now I don't know how old he is or anything, but
No,
obviously,
yeah, he's I think he's like in his 40s or somewhere around there.
so of course he's got more experience. I 100%
Yeah,
agree with that.
absolutely, I agree. But
Yeah.
I mean, come on, you don't have to kind of bash us a little like that in a you know.
Well, here let's take a look at something like I was saying about Infowars. Think about this.
Because listen what he says. He says that's a big part of the problem. I don't see how you can gain any kind of audience this way.
Okay.
Just because we're young, just because we have opinions and we're young, we can't gain audience. Is that what
Think
you're
about
saying?
this though, and it's like any other news outlet, especially in the U.S., Canada not so much, but when you focus on these real outlandish claims, like you really don't back it up that well either. Like let's say with what happened in Canada with in Ottawa, that shooting, right?
Yep.
That's false flag all of a sudden, and referring to something that happened in the '70s, which I'm not also all that convinced that was a false flag either.
Yeah.
And everything has to be a false flag. Everything has to be a conspiracy. Everything has to be Obama is such and such. Sure, does the government have a problem with banks running them and corporations running them? Yes, it does. That doesn't mean every single thing is a conspiracy.
Ah, yeah. I don't know. I'm starting to get pissed off a little bit, guys. I think I should just turn off the comments down there.
No, just leave it alone.
But he said he's nearly 60 anyway. I'm not gonna comment what he says anymore. But yeah. So let's move on to the next article, even though we're not that important or we're too young to report it. But
well, I'm gonna say this before we finish.
Yeah.
As much as age does give you experience,
yeah,
hands down, 100%, me and you will both have far more experience 60 years down the line.
Yep.
Assuming we're both still here.
Yep.
We'll be far more experienced than we are today and have far different opinions than what we do today.
How old were you when you started writing, Cole? Writing for websites?
Shit, I don't know how old I was. But it doesn't.
I was 15 when I had my first blog.
And see, the thing is, age shouldn't necessarily dictate your relevance. Your age shouldn't necessarily dictate how smart you are or your opinions. Right?
No,
Everyone's entitled
absolutely.
to their opinion.
Yep.
And just because you're younger doesn't necessarily mean that you're meaningless.
Exactly. Or you don't have the same knowledge, or if not more, than someone who's older than you.
And there's so much that you can do even at a younger age. And of course, it's a lot of things that people run into. They see all these wonderful things that everyone else is doing. They're like, gee, I wish I could do that. But I'm just too bloody young to do that. No, wrong. You can damn well go do that if you damn well have the, if you're going to persevere through it. You damn well have the, confidence.
You have the passion for what if you believe what you're trying to get through to everyone. If you believe it very strongly and you're passionate about it, it should matter. It should matter.
And of course, saying all these. And of course, for saying what Infowars is doing, not everything they say is reality. Of course, you have to analyze things too. Like I mentioned, with a lot of their videos, they do very interesting reports, I think, on certain things, certain topics, and they go really in depth. Sure, fine.
Absolutely.
But you have to question their motives. If right towards the end, the entire report is the reasoning behind why you should buy such and such product.
Yeah, it's always that too. I see that too,
Right.
and in his videos as well.
And then all of a sudden it goes from trying to get the truth out there to trying to bring in a ton of money, because people will buy into it, right?
And that's his only. I believe that's his only income. That's his only job is Infowars. Alex Jones, a whole brand name or whatever. That's his only job. So if that's your only priority is getting paid, then of course you're gonna put out articles to entice the audience or to bring them in. And if it's always about tyranny, if it's always about negative stuff that entices the audience, then you're gonna produce more and more content of that.
And that outlandish claim is always going to bring in controversy, and controversy gets people talking, especially when you're as well known as Alex Jones.
But is that what the audience wants? Do they want all the negativity, all the tyranny, all the
maybe not, but it gets people talking.
Yeah,
sure, you could sit here and stick to the facts or voice, your opinion, which, very well mean. Or if you take it to a whole nother level and create this wonderful conspiracy, you get people talking all of a sudden for a very long time.
So real quick, Andrew just says that he's not really trying to tick us off, not particularly.
Mm-hmm.
So not particularly. I'm not sure why he said that, but
I'm not going to say everything on Infowars or related websites. I don't want to stick necessarily to them either.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I'm not saying everything there is reality either.
Exactly. And sometimes some of the past broadcasts that I've done and past research that I've done in articles and stuff, some of it may appear to be outlandish and crazy and just to get the audience stirred up or whatever and bring in viewers, but I'm passionate about that. I'm passionate about conspiracies. I'm passionate about politics and the government and what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not all my life. I'm not gonna always write those type of content.
And
not that type of person.
And you have to be careful too when you're doing this kind of work. You have to be careful not to be very one-sided. And that's what some places fail to do. They stick to one side of the story, forget everything else, and that's why it becomes such a wonderful conspiracy. And you have to look at both sides of the story. That's why you look at Infowars, you look at everyone else, and you see two sides of the story, not just one, right?
Yeah.
And as soon as you're stuck looking at the one side of the story, you miss everything else that could maybe prove that might not be true or whatnot. And so yeah, I do. I question Infowars on a lot of things now.
I have too. Once I started seeing the content is always, like you said, always negative, always about trying to get the audience, stirred up, and I want the truth. I want the truth. I want good research. I don't want, articles put out just to bring in viewers and audience,
Yeah.
But I'm not saying that all the articles and all the content produced on Infowars is always about bringing in the audience and stuff.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Some of it's good. Some of it's great work, great content, great video and whatnot. However, there's just that always thing in the back of my mind. This is his only job. He's got a family of his own. What if he's pushing out this all this tyranny stuff, all these articles and content just to get more viewers so he can provide for his family? And I'm not against that. I'm provide for your family. You need to.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But you have to also, when you're analyzing things, you have to see through that. Once you get the financial part of it, which you mentioned and I mentioned too, which you have to look at it and see, would that affect the reporting? And they make it incredibly obvious when the entire report is the reasoning behind why you should buy it. It's more of an advertisement than anything else.
Yeah.
Like you should buy this water filter, you should buy this, this wonderful supplement, you should buy this, buy that.
I mean,
hell, Infowars even has their own coffee.
The articles, the app of the week and the deal of the week and all that stuff, that's through Amazon. I don't get nothing from that, and we don't that. It's not like we're trying to sell you content so we can get, money or whatever. It's not nothing about that. Yeah, we have ads on the site, but that's it. Do we tell you to go click on this, go to this ad and click on it and buy this and buy that? No, we don't. But I'm pretty sure eventually we'll get to that point somewhere in the future. But it's not going to be the main thing for us for news in general.
Yeah.
So that's enough of that talk, Cole. We don't need to go more into that. Let's go to the next topic. That way we can get to the after hours show and the relaunch and all that good stuff.
All right.
So which article are we going to here? MasterCard and Swipe partner to launch Fingerprint.
Well, hold on. It's been about an hour, so I'm thinking. You think we should launch the site and then continue?
Yeah, launch the site, Cole. Let's go.
Okay. So here I'm gonna get it going here. So everybody, we have 3 viewers right now too.
All right, we're launching the site right now. Launching the site.
Okay, so here it goes. News in General 2.0 is almost here. And
there it is.
It is here. News in General is live, everyone.
Yay! Pop some champagne or something.
Yeah.
Come on. I mean, what? I'm 25. How old are you, Cole?
16.
16. So, yeah. Not many 16-year-olds can say that they're a co-owner of News in General or a co-owner of a website and produce content and media and articles and stuff and do a lot of research and a photographer as well. So.
Oh yeah.
My hat's off to you because when I was 15, all I had was a blog.
A blog.
A little blog. Yep.
Blog, yeah. And that's how it started out, a little blog, and then I got an offer to go to a tech blog, and I loved the time there. got a lot of experience writing technology articles, right?
Yep.
And, of course, I came the Apple, tech guru type thing, but then I
So
moved
how's
into.
the stream going? Here, let's look at the comments. I'm not really trying to, okay. What some people want is actually facts. The lame stream media is doing next to nothing. I like that, Andrew.
Where? Sorry,
I like
the
what he
link.
said.
Yeah, and the U.S. has a problem with a lot of their, mainstream media. Fox, they're very one-sided, and CNN, they're leaning towards the other way. And does do other countries have a similar problem? Yes and no.
Okay, Cole, I have to jump in and address this comment because he says that we are so touchy. Of course we're touchy. That is because it's called passionate. When you're passionate about a topic and someone comes in and bashes that topic or says you're wrong, you're going to get offensive. You're going to get touchy about it because you're passionate about it, right, Cole?
The key thing you have to do, though, and there's a reason I, definitely tried to stay calm,
Yeah.
is, instead of, like, sure, I could blow a gasket and start
It's his
swearing, yelling,
opinion.
screaming, flipping tables, sure, I could do that. Or, what you could do, too, is, take your facts, what you have, what you know, prove them wrong.
Well, we're totally for opinions.
That's another thing, but
That's the whole point of doing these live shows and stuff, is to get the audience's opinions and stuff. However, I don't like the fact when they come in and bash our names or kind of bash us personally in a way, calling us young or calling us touchy. That's not what this show's about. We're not here to bash each other. We're here to talk about the opinions and talk about the topics and share our opinions and get your response on it.
Yeah, and like I said, you don't necessarily have to, get pissed off or anything, but like I said, prove them wrong with the facts that you do have, and whether they want to believe you or not, that's up to them. But you can always help.
Listen. The only point I get pissed off is when it's personal. When it's personal to me, when they say things that are directed towards me personally. Okay, that's when I get pissed off. And you should get pissed off when you have stuff being directed towards you personally. But if it's directed towards news in general, or say he says, oh, well, you should add this to the site, or this doesn't look right on the site, okay, great, we'll change it. But don't come at me or my co-owner.
Like absolute shit because, all right, okay, you're right, but
yeah, exactly. or if we present news stories that are wrong, or there's misspelled something, let us know. Tell us, hey, you suck at writing. This is misspelled. But, so you ready for the next article here, Cole?
Yes. Now, the new news in general is launched.
Yes. So Andrew says, so far he is concerned. I think you guys should keep up the effort. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you. That's a positive comment. That is a positive comment. I don't get slightly touchy. He says, you are young, aren't you? That's not meant to be a bad thing. Well, the context in which you put it, meaning you're young, you don't know what you're talking about, kind of context, and that's what you kind of had it put in.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I that's a bad thing towards me, because you're saying, oh, you're young, you don't know what I know. Maybe that's true, maybe it's not, but it's not about age. It's about experience, knowledge, discussion, opinion. This discussion we have going with you guys. It's not about personal attacks.
There's always learning, and you know what? I wouldn't mind hearing his opinion on some of these topics too. So go ahead and share some of your opinions on this as well. More so than what you already have, because I think we have some differing opinions, which I kind of like.
Who's that, Andrew or me?
Andrew.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, Andrew. Light up the comments, light up the Twitter, light up his personal message if you want to.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be. We're not shooting for you to bomb our feed full of comments. If you want to discuss it personally, we can. We want to know your opinion. That's what it's all about. We don't want to know how you feel about me personally or Cole personally. We want to know what you feel about the articles and the content.
And something I want to mention too, I've been watching some YouTube videos, and of course, a lot of people, they disagree with the gun control, especially in the U.S. But some people have brought up some very good points about what happened in Ottawa. Now, of course, the guy had a double-barreled shotgun, not some semi-automatic anything, right? And they think because of course, you can buy those in Canada, but a lot of people think that Canada's stricter gun laws may not have necessarily prevented what happened, but they may have lessened the damage that shooter could have caused.
Yeah.
It's just like a lot of robberies done with knives instead of guns. So it reduces the amount of damage somebody can do. So potentially it could be protecting us in one way. And that opinion made me think about, like, like maybe that does have a point. When you think about it that way, it may not prevent things from happening, but it could potentially reduce the damage done when it does happen.
Didn't think of it that way.
And neither did I. I never thought of it that way because I just thought of this back to a video I watched. I'm looking here in InfoWars, right? And of course it says here gun control laws can protect no one. But if you look at it from that standpoint of, it may not stop things from happening, but it could lessen the damage.
Exactly.
Then maybe it does protect people, including the people that disagree.
No. Hey, I'm here in Maine. My dad has a trunk full of guns, a chest full of guns.
Of course,
we go hunting all the time. I mean, I got a video on my channel of me shooting guns, so I'm big gun owner.
Sure. And there's nothing wrong with that. And of course, in Canada, you can still buy you can buy semi-automatic weapons in Canada as long as you get the proper licensing for them.
Okay, right there. Let me stop you right there with the semi-automatics and the AK-47s and stuff, all that crap. I don't think that's necessary, having an AK-47.
Deer, but
I mean, you got to tear the damn deer apart.
Exactly, that, right? But the thing is, you can still buy them in Canada. Now, of course, they're far more restricted. There's a lot of licensing that you got to get through first to get them. It's not like, here's the money. Oh, here, have this. None of that. And, there's restricted firearms and whatnot. And, all the restrictions and whatnot, could definitely lessen the damage done. And I think... thinking about it even now afterwards, it does kind of change my opinion on it. Because it's wonderful self-defense, but in terms of lessening the damage, they're very well possible.
Yeah, you're right on that part.
And that I got that out of. You ever heard of the Young Turks?
Yeah, the Young Turks. I used to watch them all the time.
Yes, and I was watching one of their videos when one of them said it, right? And I was like, geez, that's a really good point.
Absolutely. We should write an art. You should write an article on that.
I was thinking that, yeah.
Yeah. Get your opinions out there more, more after.
Which, of course, would go against the previous article I wrote in the past, but of course opinions change.
Exactly. Yeah, opinions change, exactly. Hey, pretty soon I might think, oh my God, I am young. I don't know nothing, I don't have no experience. I'm just messing with Andrew. He says we should have a gimmick, basically. Where is it? Where does he say that at? Yeah, you can say what you want, but at the end of the day, no audience is no audience. It takes a very long time to develop an audience. You kind of need a shtick or a gimmick, kind of, because that's what shtick kind of means. Yeah. He says, "I'm stuck here for now. I'll have to use this." That's perfect. That's fine. He's commenting.
I think at the same time, having someone like him challenging certain things that there's
improves nice. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It gets us thinking. So probably after our hangout, after hours hangout, me and Cole are going to get together and discuss what you have said to us, which we want. But
it's good because it's like here, not only because of course because in the past I've said gun control laws bullshit, and now I not only am I mentioning this, but I'm also challenging my own opinion too at the same time with it.
Well, see, the problem with me and you, Cole, is we share the same opinions on a lot of things. So there have been some past opinions that we did clash on. I remember we got really heated, banging the desk, and your camera falling all over the place and stuff. But it's just that same opinions that kind of isn't good for a good live show or something like that. Because they want heated opinions. They want heated people yelling and screaming and very passionate about it. But when we share the same opinion, we can't get that point.
Yeah, and of course, what I mentioned in there too, with gun control and whatnot, and how it could potentially lessen the damage. Another thing too, in a country like Canada, is it's a lot easier to implement all these things because there's nothing that actually guarantees a right to own a firearm. There's no such thing in Canada, right? So, and of course, a lot of these things were implemented. I can't remember when it happened, but there was a shooting at some college, I think, or something in Quebec in the 80s, and after that is when Canada really cranked up all the gun control laws, I believe.
A personal question, if you don't mind. Does your dad shoot or hunt or anything like that? Or?
No, not really. We do a lot of fishing though.
Fishing? Oh man, dude, I got a river right out my front yard, man.
Yeah, he's never done any of that, but no, in terms of fishing, we used to do that a lot.
Cause I know there's some big big critters up there in Canada land.
Oh yeah. But yeah, fishing's fun. It's peaceful too.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, it's a
So,
pain in the ass when you see the damn fish. You can feel it, and the bastard gets away anyways.
so Cole, how about the next article, or what do you want to do?
Okay, we're okay. So we're on
We're
gun
streaming
control, which
pretty
isn't even
long
an
here, so
article.
we've been going
Um,
for a while now.
yeah. So actually, this kind of would lead quite well into the what happened in Ottawa. I think we've already covered it. Of course, everyone already knows. I think what happened there. Um, I'd imagine so, but I think I got my point, a different point across on that already.
Yeah.
I don't think we
Oh
have
yeah,
to go over it.
yeah, yeah.
Of course, it's a week-old article anyway, so I'd suggest actually reading a new article.
Yeah,
It's,
exactly, exactly.
I think this is always good to read at the time. It's even good to read now to see what things were going on, back then. But of course, there's new details about it now
Oh yeah,
and whatnot.
sometimes I go back and watch all the old videos that we produced and old live shows and old content we produced on the website just to see how we improved over time and just to get the idea of what points we were trying to get across.
Hmm.
But I like doing that every now and then.
For
Going back
sure.
and looking at our old stuff. I'm still on the old website theme here. Let me refresh.
Yeah.
Hopefully it won't screw everything up. Okay, so yeah, wow, looks even better. All right, so which article we got next?
Well, since I don't know, what should we cover? I think we've covered everything. Oh, except the Mastercard thing.
Oh, so okay, I'll just answer a comment here real quick then.
Okay.
I had some. Andrew Mallory says I had some rifles once upon a time, but never used them. Huh? What? Self-protection or? I mean, because if it's me, I would want to know how to use a gun and I want to fire it just in case if I do have to if I have to protect myself, I'll know what to do and how to operate it or whatever. But
Yeah.
never owning a gun and never using it or firing it. I don't know. I don't really think
I
that's a good
bought it
idea.
as a wall hanger.
What's that? Yeah, wall hangers.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It looked real good above the fireplace or something.
I mean, but I have nothing against people that not wanting to shoot a gun or whatever. If they don't want to, then they don't want to.
Scared of them and whatnot. And
However, once the time comes, they do have to draw the weapon and fire it at someone. Are they going to be able to? Do they know how to turn the safety off? Do they
which is
know?
also that's a question too. Could sure, it's a wonderful defense, but can you get it out there in time?
Exactly, exactly.
Right?
I know. We could here at home. I mean,
There it goes. It depends on the situation and whatnot and what's going on
yeah,
too, right? If
yeah,
they're at a distance and whatnot, you probably give a good enough chance. But right in their face, maybe not so much.
yeah. Well,
And
so
do you want to take a look at this Mastercard thing?
yes, please. Let me just read over some comments real quick.
Okay.
Okay, Andrew's the top commenter, I guess. He says you guys should consider listening to Alex Jones at least some.
I do. I do.
We do.
Yes. Okay, maybe that didn't get across so well.
Yes,
Yes, I
I
do.
emailed him like a year ago, or right when we first started News in General. I emailed him a couple of times.
I still wouldn't mind interviewing him.
Yeah, asking for interviews and stuff. But of course, he's big Alex Jones. He's high and mighty. He didn't even respond. But
Yeah, yeah.
if we were to get that opportunity, maybe he would be able to convince us and be able to make us better or whatever, give us more knowledge or whatever.
Yeah, and of course, when it comes to an interview, it's more about the person being interviewed than the
No,
interviewer. So
yeah. Exactly. Also, Cole, I just want to do this quick shout out. I'm more of a fan of Jesse Ventura than I am Alex Jones. I'll make that apparent in here on live show. And Alex Jones is friends with Jesse Ventura. They do business together and research together. So I mean, in a way, I have no problem with Jesse Ventura or Alex Jones, because when I used to watch conspiracy theories with Jesse Ventura, Alex Jones would come on and produce his information and stuff, and I'm like, oh wow, this guy's awesome. He's produced it well. He's got great content or whatever. He made me believe what they were talking about. With the research that they did. So yeah, I have no problem with either of the two. But anyways, let's move on here to the comment.
So before I start this Mastercard thing, I got a question now. Obviously, with credit and debit cards, all of them still have the magnetic strip on them. But I got a question for you. Down where you are, do you have any of the chip and pin technology in place?
No chip and pin, just the magnetic strip and the pin.
Oh, do you still have to swipe the damn thing and sign for it and all?
No, not sign for it. Sometimes you have to sign for it. Sometimes
Yeah, I think it depends on the person. It's like 10 years behind us up here in Canada.
I'm moving there.
The cards now? We can tap them too on the payment terminal. really cool. But and that's actually where this article leads into, because right now when you tap your card, it's limited to about $100, because in the event the card's stolen, you don't want the guy, making all sorts of purchases with that, right? But anyways, MasterCard and Swipe are about to make credit cards even more secure with fingerprint-activated contactless cards. Contactless cards currently allow users to tap their card on the payment terminal to make a purchase. The technology does away with entering a PIN or entering the card, but could pose a problem in the event the card is stolen, which is why contactless purchases are capped at a certain amount. Anything greater, and the user would have to insert the card and enter a PIN to complete the transaction. MasterCard and Swipe have partnered to launch a new contactless card that makes these cards far more secure. The new contactless cards will work in the same way current ones do, by tapping the card on the payment terminal, but unlike today's cards, they will require fingerprint verification before approving the transaction. Requiring a fingerprint would make the card useless to a criminal attempting to use the card. The fingerprint data will not be stored in a database, rather it will be stored on the card. Fingerprint verification will allow users to make purchases of any amount, unlike today's cards, which limit purchases. Swipe is currently working on the next generation of the card, which will be the same size as a regular card we all already have in our wallets, and will work with current payment terminals. The card will also function as a chip card where contactless terminals aren't available. The new card won't have any batteries in it either. Instead, it will use energy from the payment terminal, and the technology also underwent a trial in Norway. In the MasterCard press release, founder and CEO of Swipe said, "Response to our pilot with Spare Banken BIN has been very positive." Remember, this is in Norway.
Yeah,
yeah, cardholders love how easy the card is to use with the added security feature. We have also had exceptionally good reaction from the retailers participating in the pilot. This pilot enabled the partners to gather valuable customer feedback and experience the best practice for the enrollment and deployment phase. The technology may make it out to consumers sometime in 2015.
Okay, so it's not coming out until 2015, right?
Yeah, which is only really a few months away.
All right, so who do you see using this? Do you see everyone using this, or do you see just certain people that want this technology using this?
Well, eventually.
Honestly, there's nothing appealing about it. I'm not like, oh my God, I'm gonna change all my cards over. I want this.
Yeah, not necessarily, but eventually you'll have no choice.
Yeah,
and the thing is here too, is with a contactless card, it's like when you swipe your card with a magnetic strip, it uses the magnetic strip to steal information off it, and that way you can make a copy of the card. Contactless cards work differently, and if it requires a fingerprint verification, I can't lean over your shoulder, look at your PIN, and then take your damn card and go buy whatever the hell I want with it. It doesn't work that way, because everyone has a unique fingerprint. Therefore, no matter what the hell I try to do, it ain't going to work unless I cut your finger off.
I want to jump in real quick. What's interesting is the fingerprint for Touch ID for iPhone.
Oh yeah, Apple Pay.
I wonder if there's gonna have some problems with that, because maybe the same technology or something.
Retailers are already ensuring that Apple Pay does not work, because they want to come up with their own system.
Ah, see, there you go.
And but the thing is, right? With the current cards, and of course it's pretty much standard with the banks in Canada now. When you get debit or credit card, here you go. You can tap the thing if you want. If you don't want that, insert the card. You can't swipe the card; it won't allow you, because when you swipe the card, because it still has a magnetic strip, and the only reason it has that is in the event you travel to a country that doesn't necessarily have that technology in place, you can still use it as a swipe card.
But what about the security on that?
Well, apparently it's constantly changing, dynamic, every time you use it. And when you swipe the card, it tells you that no, insert the card. It will not allow you to complete the transaction that way.
That's interesting. Wait a minute. So it changes dynamically all the time?
Yes, that's what it's supposed to do.
Okay. Now, is that technology built into the card, or is that built into the machine that changes?
It should be built in I believe it's built in the card somehow. The cards here are really interesting. Very, very.
Wow, this is very. Yeah, I need to do a lot of research on this.
So obviously the chip, you insert the card, you enter your 4 or 5 digit PIN, and of course it does that. Of course, no signature or anything required that way. You make any purchases you want, assuming you have the funds and whatnot. And now with the tap, currently there's no way to really verify it's you. You tap the card, done. It's under $100, and of course that could be a bit of a pain in the ass if you like tapping your card. But if it has your fingerprint on it, that's a wonderful way to verify the purchase. Verify that it's definitely you using the card.
Yeah.
There's no longer any need for that $100 cap, and you can buy whatever the hell you want for it, assuming.
Now, I wonder Okay, so obviously the machines are going to have to verify your fingerprint, right?
I don't know how it's working. They're saying that they're not going to have to make any changes whatsoever to the current payment terminals already in use. I think it's going to have more to
Maybe
do with the
software.
card than
Maybe they're
anything
talking
else.
about hardware. Maybe they're saying we don't have to change any of the hardware, but maybe the software will have to change.
Because keep in mind, if the fingerprint itself is stored on the card itself, then everything should be done right on the card.
Yeah.
Because
But I
they don't
bet.
want.
But there are ways around fingerprint scans and stuff like that. I mean,
Well, for sure, but I think it's probably one of the best ways we do it, right?
absolutely.
Not like having you.
I'd go. Actually, you know what? I'd take it a step farther and do the iris scans.
Yeah, that would definitely require some hardware changes.
Yeah, because you could get a fingerprint easier than you can take someone's eye out. That's obvious. You go walking around the
Yeah,
eyeball.
I'm sure at the local, grocery store they'd be a little concerned if you're old enough.
Yeah, someone's eyeball.
Yeah, and well, then again, I don't know if they'd really notice. Some of those stores, you really wonder if they're paying any attention. But
They're zombies, man. They're zombie workers when I go in there, Walmart and stuff. And
I know you go in there and they literally do not care.
nope, they're just like, yep, bleep, 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 money, card, thank you, yep, bleep, bleep.
It's not even like, hi, how are you? No, like, just,
Are you in the Matrix? Do you know I'm here? I'm real,
And, you can literally do anything you want in front of them. And, who cares?
Yeah.
I only work here. It's like when you go to ask somebody, hey, where is such and such item? I don't know. I only
It's
work
always,
here,
it's always, I don't know, or it's somewhere probably over there.
Yeah, or they tell you exactly what aisle it's in. You go to that aisle, wrong aisle.
Yeah, it's like freaking women's lingerie or something.
Totally wrong aisle. Then you go ask another employee. They send you off to another aisle, other end of the store, also not there. Then eventually you get the idea. Let's ask a customer, and you find it.
There you go. There you go. That's the key right there. So the key to take from this discussion is ask a customer when you're shopping, not a employee.
They only work there. You can't expect them to know. But then again, of course, wages might have a big thing to do with that. Of course, you pay someone nothing. Of course, they're not going to care.
Exactly. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
They're dead set on working, and that's it. They don't care what's going on around them. If there's I wonder. I bet if there was a stick up in one of the grocery stores or something, they would probably snap out of the Matrix or whatever.
Oh yeah, for sure. Take money now. Go.
Go get out of here.
Yeah, but back to this card thing. Of course,
Can I take a selfie with you? Hold
yeah.
on.
Of course, you're saying it doesn't sound all that desirable, which is fine.
No. Well, for me personally.
Yeah, and that's totally understandable. And of course, if you're saying that you don't have the technologies, chip and pin, and the tap and pay, this stuff's been in place in Canada, at least the chip and pin, it's been here for like 10 years.
Yeah. Wow. Jeez.
And it's standard. Now you go to any store.
Hey, I'll say this, Cole. I'll say this because I'm not speaking for everyone. I'm saying for my bank, my credit card.
Yeah.
I don't have that. I don't have that tap thing.
Yeah, and of course the tap thing's relatively newer. Of course, NFC type thing is what that uses.
Yeah.
And of course, they want to improve that, but it's pretty
That's
standard,
very
really,
interesting too. NFC, you can grab data from maybe.
Of course, that's one of the things they're worried about. But of course, if it requires your fingerprint in the future,
there you go.
Then if it's just sitting in your pocket, there's nothing you can do.
They would have to take an advanced hacker, cracker to be able to get this, because then they also got to, get your fingerprint and all that, and that's
exactly.
shit there.
Exactly, and of course, with all this stuff already being standard here, anyways, you go to any bank, you get a debit card. It already has all these fancy, wonderful features on it. Get a credit card, yeah, it's got that too. It's not something you have to ask for anymore. You just get it.
Speaking of that, one of my family members had her identity stolen.
Mm-hmm.
So that was an interesting thing. That was a few months ago, actually. I believe it might be last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm the one who discovered it.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not, I discovered it. I found out. I told her, she needs to call her bank. She needs to call, Social Security or whatever.
Yeah.
Call whoever has your personal information that may have been, stolen or changed.
Yeah.
And sure enough, all of her information, Social Security number, and someone was using her ID, made their own ID, and everything. Made it look like her and changed her name over. Everything. It was.
There's some scary stuff that can happen, and of course with these cards, the idea is to prevent stuff like that from happening too.
Exactly. There you go.
It requires your fingerprint. Well, it makes it far more difficult, right?
Yep.
Eventually, a fingerprint could potentially replace the PIN altogether. Very possible.
Yeah, absolutely it could, because a PIN code that's kind of easy to guess, especially if you're using like a couple characters or one or two characters.
The other scary thing is I've seen this video, and you can buy these thermal cameras. They're $400 something, and it's a case that attaches to your iPhone or something. I'm sure you can get it for other phones too. Anyways, you get to download the app, and it connects to that thing, and of course you can see thermal, right? Now, when you enter your PIN over at the store or something, when you pay for something,
Ah.
you're like, oh, hey, and you go, oh, have a nice day, take your stuff, and you're on your merry little way. And the guy in front of you just, casually puts his phone on the, terminal.
Wow.
All his stuff is getting scanned. And since, of course, every button that you pushed,
It's gonna have a residual heat or whatever.
exactly, and that heat, of course, less heat
Yep.
for the, for the,
Other
first
pin,
button pressed, and of course the heat will be different for each button. So it becomes a little easier to figure out what order the numbers were pressed too. Now,
yeah,
of
and
course, there's other ways to get
you
around
wouldn't
that.
have that many numbers to try to crack. You only have a couple numbers to crack
Yeah,
instead
of
of having
course.
the whole list of numbers 1 through
Yeah,
9.
there's a way that you can, kind of defeat that, putting your hand over the numbers somehow, and
And making them all heat up. Yeah, that's
yeah,
very interesting.
exactly.
Where
And
where'd you hear this from?
it was a video I was watching. I'll have to send it to you, but I
Yeah,
think it's in
absolutely.
California or something.
I'm
And
interested in that stuff now.
yeah,
Security.
that's of course scary. And so obviously when you tap your card, there's no need to enter the PIN.
There
Therefore,
you go.
the criminal right behind you doesn't get your PIN.
Very
Uh,
good. Very good.
I guess the only thing that doesn't work with that trick is on machines that have metal keypads, like ATMs and whatnot. Doesn't work whatsoever.
Hmm.
It's on the ones that get those rubber buttons,
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to check out that video, Cole. That sounds very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So what's up? What is next? What's going on? The website has been relaunched. News in General is live. Go to it now. Let us know what you think of the theme and think of the layout. I recently published a app of the week for you guys, Evernote. You can also find all the links down in the description of this video and check out the articles and whatnot. Give us your opinions on the website design. Let us know. If you're having trouble, if you're trying to wonder, how to navigate different areas, I'm going to be doing a video for News in General, a separate video discussing how to navigate and where to go, because just make it easier for people to watch that and get the idea of what we're doing here. But yeah, overall, Cole, the site looks awesome. It's running smoothly. I'm happy. How about you?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy. I like it.
Good, good.
Do you have any
So,
comments on it?
any comments? No,
Nope.
I mean everything looks great, honestly.
Yeah, I am quite happy.
This is the site that I wanted to begin with. This is what I wanted it to be like to begin with.
Finally here.
So quickly to run over real quick before we open up the Hangout here, because we're gonna allow people to join the Hangout for a few minutes. I'm gonna be adding a lot of different categories. So here we got security category, we got tutorials category, basically the stuff we went over in our previous video of News in General. Yeah, we're going to be adding a lot of different stuff: podcasts, conspiracy topics, and articles, and podcasts, and shows, and gaming. We're going to be doing gameplays for you guys. Now you're probably wondering, what the hell is that going to be? Why is that on a news site? Okay, why is gaming and technology, and all that stuff going to be on a news site? Take a look at CNET and CNN and all those other, websites, news websites. They also have all this stuff too, So, and plus it's something that I'm interested in, so I figured I'd add it into to News in General. And Cole was okay with it, and it seems like everybody else is okay with it. So, all right, enough ranting. Let's end the show. Let's get on with the after hours. I need my bear.
All right, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in, and the relaunch definitely has gone well. Quite happy with the new theme. And of course, like Jason said, News and Journal is going to be seeing a lot of new categories, and of course, I'm going to be getting into a lot of opinion writing, so that should be interesting.
New writers coming down the line.
We're going to need new writers and whatnot, and this is, like I said, News and Journal 2.0. This is the future. So, the next year ahead, there's definitely going to be a lot of changes, I think.
Yep.
It's going to be
Thank
fun.
you guys for watching. I am Jason Goyette, the owner of News in General, and here's Cole Cooper, the co-owner of News in General. You can check out all the links in the description, and we will see you guys next time. Peace out.
On the website that we haven't included just yet, or a change that you'd like us to consider.
Okay, so tonight's show will be laid out like this. First, we are going to start on the stories, get your opinions, and provide our own. Then after taking comments, we will launch the new design, and then allow people to join the live hangout for a limited amount of time. Probably, what do you say, Cole, 30 to 40 minutes?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay. Then after that, we will then end the live show and begin our after hours hangout, where all the fun happens. So let's get started. Now be sure to give us your opinions on tonight's stories. All right.
Now,
So go ahead,
I got,
Cole.
yeah, I got a question for you, Jason. I just realized this.
Yes.
We're starting out with the stories, correct?
Yes.
Now, I was thinking, like, when we do the stories, we probably want our readers to, follow along and whatnot. And
Yep.
so maybe we should work on, either launching the site design or something like that now, and then go
How
over the
about we ask?
stories.
How about we ask the audience? Do you think we should launch the site now so you guys can follow along with us in the articles and the stories, or do you think we should wait until we have someone join in to give their opinions on what the site looks like? But we can do it now if you guys want.
Hmm.
Let us know in the comments below. That way we can move on. But for now, I'm just gonna wait until I get somebody telling me what we should do.
Okay.
What do you guys think? Should we launch it now? All right, so just comment back yes, launch, or yes, no, wait. Comment whatever.
Alrighty.
So Cole, what do you think of the site so far, like the articles and stuff, and the growth of news in general? I mean, what is this, the second year that we've been on? So
We are actually hitting 1 year this month. The News Journal's been live.
if you count future tech ideas,
Yeah,
when
about 2 years.
tech
Yeah,
ideas
with
would be
future tech
3 years.
ideas. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so no comments yet.
It's
Let us
definitely
know.
been a lot of changes over the past however long.
Oh yeah, a lot of yeah. We've gone back and forth. Tech news in general, police brutality news. I mean, we just pumped out a lot of brutality articles there.
Hmm.
So quick mention here. Don't forget to use the hashtag news in general. That way you can get our attention on the Twitter there. Because I am monitoring the hashtag news in general. So just go to hashtag news in general, all one word, and tweet to us, and we will respond hopefully. But
Yeah.
let's go ahead and see. Okay, I'm tad busy right now. Um, Okay, that's Andrew. He says he's busy at the moment. If you're watching right now, could you comment below and let us know? Do you think we should relaunch the theme now, the new design to the website, or wait? What do you think, Cole? Personally,
I think we can wait a few minutes, maybe.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Andrew says stand by for a bit on my commenting. Okay.
Right, so
Yeah.
maybe we can just jump into the stories now and discuss them.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
Okay.
both have access to them, just not anyone.
Forget a grocery list or whatever. I forget the grocery list, and I need my dad to add it to the Evernote so that way I can get it on my phone. So he just gets on the computer or whatever and types in the note and sends it, and it syncs up to my Evernote app on my Android device, and there you go. You get your grocery list just like that. It's pretty fast sync too. I was surprised how fast it syncs.
Hmm.
Okay, so it looks like Andrew Mallory is having some problems with his internet. Hopefully it's not our internet and we're not lagging. Yeah, if you jump in at this point, just let us know. What do you think? Should we add the theme now and make it available to the public, or do you think we should wait? Okay, Cole. So the next article will be introduced by the one and only Cole Kruper.
Will be.
Yeah, it will be. It's your article, bud.
All right.
You need
Which
me to
one
do
do we have
it?
to do? Which one are we doing?
The opinion. Put that phone down and pay attention to the road.
All right. How should I go about this? The bid to read.
Just read off a little bit of it. Don't read the whole thing because that's a very extensive article, really well
Yeah, exactly.
well written. Just read off a little bit of it.
Views too. Oh, cool. Anyways,
What'd you say?
the new theme counts the page views as well, apparently.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, so Jason, I'll do it like this.
Whoa, Cole, this is interesting. I'm on the old theme still. Oh, probably because I haven't refreshed.
Yeah, that might be the problem. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just keep it on the old theme then. That way we don't mess up anything. All right, so go ahead, Cole, for the opinion article here.
So
Let me know when we're live.
oh, I can't see.
Oh, I believe we're live now then.
Oh, hold on a
Yes,
second.
we are live. We are live, it looks like. Yes, we are.
Sure. Yeah.
All right, comment below. Comment in the comment section there. That way we know we're live. Everything's going good. Andrew, thank you for tuning in. Just comment below and let us know if the audio and stream looks okay. That way, if there's something wrong, we can hurry up and fix it before we start getting into everything. So it looks like we are doing good. I'm monitoring it now. Let me know when we're live. Yep, we're good. We're good to go, actually. All right, so welcome to another live broadcast for news in general. As you may know, I am the owner, Jason, and here to my left, I have the co-owner, Cole. Say hi, Cole.
Good evening.
All right, so in this live show, we will be first discussing some news stories, of which are available to read on newsingeneral.com. However, if you go to the site right now, I didn't foresee this, but if you go to the site right now, you'll be redirected over to basically a maintenance mode page, and then you can just click on the link and it'll bring you back here. So once we relaunch the site and the theme, you'll be able to check out the articles and everything like that. So that's good. However, before we get started, let's get some things out of the way first. Cole?
We have been working on getting the website ready for tonight's relaunch, and everything has gone great. However, we need your help. Once we have gone live with the new site design, we would like you to go over and give it a once-over and let us know if there's anything you'd like to see on else right now.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so the first story for tonight is actually we're bringing back a new category for news in general, one of the categories that I love, App of the Week. So the App of the Week for this week is Evernote. So here I'm going to read the article, and also once the site has been launched, you can go to the article and the links in the description and check out the video that I provided for you guys too. So you're on the path for something big. Evernote is where you do the work to achieve it. Write notes of all types, from short lists to lengthy research, and access them all on any device. Collect web articles, handwritten notes, and photos to keep all the details in one place. Find your work quickly with the Evernote's powerful search. Move projects forward with Evernote. And I list a bunch of features. I list all the download links for desktop, Android, and iOS. And I got a little video there for you guys too that you can check out once we launch the design. Okay, so Andrew says that he keeps getting bumped off, so I believe it might be his internet. So Cole, have you used Evernote?
Yeah, I used to use it quite a bit.
Yeah. What do you think of it? Do you like it, or?
It's been a while, but I do. I love it. Wonderful.
It's decent, yeah. I like how fast it syncs because I basically have my my Note 3 here, and I could be like somewhere else and write a note and say my dad or somebody's at the computer at home, and they have the Evernote open. They can automatically see that right there and maybe edit it or add something to it. Like for instance, say I'm at the grocery store trying to pick up some groceries or something, and I